Well, hey everybody. It's Thursday, December 19th, 2024. I'm Jan Erickson and this is As Above, So Below. Well, we've got another week and it'll be Christmas. This weekend is Yule and winter solstice. We've got Hanukkah coming up and Kwanzaa. It's a holiday extravaganza, isn't it? Well, let's see, get my calculator up here for when I do the numerology here. Let's go ahead and get started and take a rune from the Elder Futhark bag for the above side, the soul side of things. See what we come up with today. We had Ansu's on Monday. We have Tiwa's, spiritual warrior within. This means, I'll take my watch off here. Tiwa's is the 17th rune of the Elder Futhark, and so it has an 8 numerology. So strength, inner strength, and again, representing the god Tyr, and the spiritual warrior within, essentially faith, justice, oaths, sacrifice. It could indicate legal matters, but basically it's standing up for what's right and standing up for others, standing up for higher truth, if you will. So that's a good way to start the Thursday off here. The end of the week, right before holiday week next week. Let's take a look at the Geomancy rune here. We'll throw down the 4 elemental runes. I'll put them in the order of air, fire, water, and earth. There's fire, air, water, and earth. Looks like we have Amisio, which is gain. Not Amisio, but Acquisitio, which is gain. Amissio's loss. Now, this could be energetic. It could be increase, whereas Amisio could be decrease. So the increase of something, increase of happiness, increase of wealth, doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but the increase of something. So if you look at Tiwa's, you could be looking at the increase of your integrity. This again, the spiritual warrior within, expressing the light of spirit outward to others. Having it, I mean, essentially what you have here, if you were to look at them, you have Laguz forward and reverse. This would be Laguz here flowing. Here you're flowing together there. But you also have this little cap on top, which is Kenaz, forced downward, and so it would be the light of spirit. You'd be drawing that in from above. Isa in the center, alignment and spirit, be the single line there. So if you're looking at an increase in any of that, the increase of wanting to maybe speak on behalf of others, or stand up for yourself, or stand up for higher truth. And again, in the climate that we're in right now and what's coming, there's not going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a struggle for truth to win out and for truth to be heard, or listened to. Mostly it's going to be personal agenda driven, and we'll just have to see what that looks like. But this may be the time to be considering, what are you going to do to stand up for yourself, if at all possible. I mean, it may fall on deaf ears. It may not happen. And so collectively we have to raise our voices. It can't be just individuals, but it starts there, and you see that groundswell of that increase, if you will, with Acquisitio, of raising your voices to promote something that's of a higher vision, and to preserve the safety and security of all, essentially. But let's go ahead and see if the cards expand on that, or maybe bring it down a little more personally. It could be something where you're at work and you need to stand up for yourself, or stand up for someone else, to speak that higher truth, maybe in your family, maybe teaching it to your children, to have that integrity about you, to do what's right, to sacrifice on behalf of others, to maintain an oath you have to others, to be there for them, and to speak up for them, and to support them, should that happen, should the need arise, right? Well, let's see how we want to do this. Let's see. We have a 3 of Swords. We have two. We have actually a run on Swords. On Monday we had a run on Pentacles, and so it's about material security. Swords is the air element, and so you're looking there at communication, interaction, truth, deception. We start out with the 3 of Swords, and so you're looking at betrayal there. There may be a little more here as well, where maybe somebody manipulated to get what they want with the 5 of Swords. And all of that can impact your ability to essentially make your way in the world. Or the answer is to use the inner strength to look past all of this and to keep plugging along and doing what's right for yourself, and keep progressing. So it could be something like that. But let's do the numerology real quick. We had a... let's see, Tiwaz was the 17th rune again, so we'll do 17 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8. We have 33. I'm not going to reduce that because 33 is a master number for Christ consciousness. So that higher level of thinking, again, is going to align very well with Tiwaz. And ultimately, what it takes to continue to do this in spite of all of the nonsense going on around you, all the talk around you, all the betrayal, all the undermining maybe. It's up to you to look past it all and keep moving, to have that inner strength to do that, to gain that material recognition and approval that the 8 promises, to gain the leadership, the integrity, the purposefulness, the groundedness, to keep moving in the direction that you need to move. So overall, I think that's what the essence of the reading is, but let's go ahead and talk about the cards anyway. Here we have the 3 of Swords. You see 3 swords piercing a heart. There's rain coming down behind. It's very emotional within this intellectual thing. So somebody's decided, if you look really closely, these 2 are behind the center one. So in a sense, it could be a love triangle where things are happening behind you and you don't know it. And then you find out, right? It could be people gossiping about you. If it's not a love triangle, it could be people undermining you. Again, since, we're talking about work here with the 8, it could be something at work, again, that's happening where people are trying to undermine your ideas, perhaps. Air element is also about ideas and thoughts and perceptions. But something's happened to where you now realize what the truth of this is. Not only depending, however this, whatever this means to you, however this represents what's going on in your life. It could be a love triangle, but I think that given the 8, I just think of Pentacles, it's probably more work related, or somebody's trying to steal your ideas or whatever. And here, this may be also increasing that. You've got a 3 and a 5 together, and you've got 8, which is an even number. The other 2 are odd numbers, and so this is a little bit more difficult on the 3 on the odd numbers. It sort of indicates a little more struggle. And here you have this card just really I find it irritating, this guy in front here, because I don't think that he won the argument or the battle by any means that was appropriate or with integrity or anything else. You see these sketchy grayish clouds up here in the sky they're still there. They're dissipating. You still see the water is not completely smooth. You can see it's still a little bit choppy. So emotions are still involved here. You see the swords on the ground. He's picked up 2 or 3 of them rather. He's picked up 3, and there's 2 more on the ground. You see one guy over here close to the water's edge. But here you see the dual line of demarcation there where it separates this part from here. And so whatever the argument was, both intellectual and emotional here, you see that it's not really settled in the minds, at least of this guy. And he's pretty upset. He's holding his head, so he's a bit upset about what happened. Because maybe it was done by manipulative means. I look at this guy, and to me it just signals manipulation. And here you have this guy here. You can see that he's looking at this guy over here, and he's starting to turn. You see the foot he was going in this direction. going this way, but now he's starting to turn in the direction of the guy over there to maybe go and console him and talk to him, and see what he can do. But clearly this guy won in whatever argument he's had with these other people or discussion he's had. But again, was it done by manipulative means? The 5 is about change. It's also about variety and innovation. It's also about protection. And it can also be about freedom versus restriction. And so something's happened here, just like you see in the 5 of wands, where you see everybody with staffs and they're expressing their ideas. They're not really hitting anybody with the staffs or anything. So there's not a fight that's broken out, but it just doesn't look like anybody's listening to one another. I don't think we had that on. No, we didn't have that on Monday, but I think we had that one earlier. It's been a while ago since we had the 5 of wands. No, it was on the 12th. Yeah, we had it on the 12th. We had the 5 of wands. And so, because I remember talking about it recently. So it's a similar type of energy, only here it looks like instead of just the expression of ideas that maybe nobody's really listening to, everybody's talking at once. Here, obviously, something's happened, and there's been an end to it. Whatever happened here, there's a victor, and it's this guy. And I don't think that he did it. I think the smile on his face is just, I don't know. I think it just indicates like I won, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. It's one of those kind of feelings where there's just nothing you can do to defend yourself any further. And again, it might be that this guy here is going to try and stand up for this one here, but at this point it's sort of a moot point, right? It's already the argument's already over, the discussion's already over, the battle is already over, and a change has happened, and a change that the other two are likely pretty upset about and not happy about. So if there was undermining. And then on the other hand, I'm looking at in conjunction with the 3, these may be the ones that were undermining this guy and he found out. I mean, it could be that way. I generally wouldn't look at it this way, but if you look at it in conjunction with the 3 of swords here, maybe this guy is ultimately this guy and can get back to business. But maybe the undermining that was here, in fact, I just feel like I need to read it that way. I don't want to, but I'm going to do it anyway. With the undermining that happened here and the betrayal in the 3 of swords, because he has 3 swords in his hand and 2 more are on the ground here, maybe he's the one that was undermined. And whatever these 2 were wanting to have happen, particularly this one, isn't going to happen now. They're not going to be victorious in what they did. So if, say, they stole his ideas at work and are trying to present them as their own, for example, and he's figured it out, and it's just like, no, you're not going to do that to me. So that could be the meaning of the look on his face. You're not going to harm me that way. I figured it out, and now everybody else knows. And then we go to the 8 of Pentacles, where he's now continuing to work diligently on his craft. Again, he's out away. You can barely see it right there, that dual line right there. The village is back here, his home is back here, and he's out there in an area beyond that where he's continuing to work diligently to increase his wealth, to increase his skill set. And maybe whatever idea he had that they tried to steal, this is how he's manifesting it. He won that he in other words, the truth came out and he was victorious, and they're having to deal with whatever is going to come their way as a result of their subterfuge. And now he's getting back to work and making his way in life, as it should be. Right? Because there's a feeling of this is how it should be with this particular card. Again, 8 is about strength. It's about inner strength, external strength, material recognition and approval from higher ups or from customers you have. They like what you do. They come back. They make referrals. So there's that success there. So he's manifesting his success while these others are standing there wondering what the heck they're going to do. But I have to wonder with these 2 cards together, instead of looking at this guy in the negative way that I typically do, what if he's the one in the center here? What if he's that guy that was betrayed by the people behind him in some way, or undermined, or had his ideas stolen, and now he's taking them back? So big change for the people that did that to him, because now they're going to have to face whatever they're going to have to face. Either if the boss doesn't like what they did, maybe the boss fires them. Maybe now they're going to be unemployed because of what happened, or they're demoted, or something happens to them as a result. And this guy, he takes back what's his, and takes back his integrity, takes back everything from them that they tried to take from him. And he's the one that's going to be victorious here. The clouds of deception are dissipating in that regard. The water is settling out because he's feeling pretty good about himself, because he was able to understand what was going on and stand up for himself, express the Tiwas within, gain that integrity back that they tried to take, gain that sense of being able to do the job, and the whole success within, being able to be successful, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And they tried to undermine all of that, maybe. So instead of feeling bad and feeling, sorry for these two, maybe they're the ones that are the two swords here that are doing the betraying. You see what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then you have to stand up for yourself. If you know it's happening, if you discover that that's happening today, tomorrow, over the next few days, if you discover that that's happening, you will have the opportunity likely to stand up for yourself and have that matter, and have somebody listen, and to prove that no, these are my ideas. This is my contribution to the equation here, and they took what was mine, and it's going, and you're going to be victorious, and you're going to change the dynamic. That's the 5. Change the dynamic that they tried to create here in the 3, and then you're going to move on and manifest your success. So in other words, the betrayal will not work. And instead of being crushed and you can't move, you're so upset you can't do anything, you exercise you invoke the Tiwas within, and you express yourself, and you stand up for what's yours, for what's right. You can prove it. You know what the truth is. You can convey that, and the higher ups, the boss, will believe you. It may be that sort of situation, and then you're able to then manifest the success that you deserve, that you've worked hard for. So anyhow, I think that's it. So anyhow, holiday week coming up. We're not going anywhere. The presents have all been sent, so we're staying home. Supposedly an atmospheric river is going to come through next week, and I don't know what that means. Either we're going to get a lot of rain on the high desert, or we're going to get dumps. We're going to get a dump of snow, so we have to keep the snowblower ready, and go get the chicken feed tomorrow or something, so we're not caught in the middle of that without enough food for the chickens, for the girls. So anyhow, thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to take next week off. I did that last year, and it worked out really well for me. It was just that needed little break there at the end of the year. And thank you so much for being here all year long. I appreciate you so much. Everyone that's subscribed or liked anything that I've done, I appreciate that very much. And thank you, and blessings to all during the holiday season, whether you celebrate winter solstice this weekend, Yule, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or Christmas. This is a time for love and fellowship, if at all possible. And even if you can't be there together, maybe you can call one another or something, and have a visit that way, and check in on people you haven't talked to in a while. Just enjoy the week next week, no matter how you're celebrating. And so in any way, thanks a lot for everything, and come back again. Let's see, it will be, what day will that be? It's going to be it'll be the 30th. Yeah, if I take next week off, it'll be the 30th, Monday. So we're still in December. Come back on Monday for another edition, the following Monday, for another edition of As Above, So Below. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.